So we have approached the end of this marathon already, because today I'm going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 4, as I've been doing reviews of the first 3 seasons, and I also did a video where I talked about the trailer for Season 5, did a quick video on that, so I'll link that down below as well. So what you need to know obviously is I still enjoy Season 1. I did enjoy Season 2 a bit better than I remembered, Season 3 a bit more than I remembered, and so in this video there will be spoilers. I will discuss that and how I think it holds up compared to the other seasons, or just in general how it holds up, because it's been a while since I've watched Season 4 as well in particular. So there is all of that. So what this season is all about is it's the follow-up from Season 3, obviously, where you had the Battle of Starcourt Mall. It's set in 1986, but this time the scale, the scope, everything gets larger in size as the episodes get longer, and also because there is a few different storylines that go on in this season. It's pretty comparable to Season 2, where the characters were split up and they all had to go on to like different journeys, but by the end of it all comes together and everything pays off. So that's pretty much how you describe it. And so there is all of that. And so what I will say first and foremost is that Season 4, it does hold up in a certain way, as it does take its time to get going. As it starts to get going, it's a bit slow, and there is points where you've got a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on. So one of the first things that happens is you've got the Hellfire Club, and then you've got Eleven getting bullied, and then you've got these other aspects where you've got Hopper, who quote unquote died in Season 3, but they're trying to help him escape the prison in Russia. But Joyce gets this message in the mail, she phones Murray about it, and what they figure out is that there's this guy called Yuri that wants money from them, so it's kind of like ransom, so they have to give him money, and then they go on this plane to Alaska, and then they go and help Hopper. So there's quite a few things happening here in this season, but what I do appreciate is that you've got you've got a villain called Vecna, and I think he holds up because the actor Jamie Campbell is really good in the role, the way he puts on the voice and everything. But what I also appreciate about it is they slowly introduce Vecna, they slowly introduce the mystery behind Vecna. Like, they don't reveal his entire backstory until like episode 6, 7 or 8. Like, it takes a while for they introduce all of that, so I do appreciate that. And I just appreciate how it kind of is a inspiration of Freddy Krueger, and it's like the Duffer Brothers' own version of a kind of monster like this, and how he speaks to characters, and how villainous he feels, and his connection to the Upside Down, his connection to the Mind Flayer, his connection to Eleven, all of that comes into play later on, so I enjoy that. I also do enjoy Eddie's character. He is a fun addition to the ensemble cast that is Stranger Things, so I enjoy that and how all of that plays out. But what I will say is that the character of Argyle, now I don't remember if I remember like how I enjoyed him the first time around, but he's alright like as a character. He's just kind of like a silly, comedic relief character where he just says a lot of silly things, tries to be funny sort of thing. Like, that's his whole point, is that he's trying to be funny as possible, just a silly comedic relief character, not meant to be like, he doesn't add a lot to the storyline. So there definitely is all of that. But what I do also appreciate about Season 4 is the actual use of music in the season, and how you've got episodes in here like Dear Billy, where you've got Maxine and she thinks that Vecna is playing with her mind and all of that, and this is after obviously the death of Chrissy and the death of the other boy that Nancy was working with. So you have all of that coming into play here, and then as you get to episode 4, where you've got Maxine running up that hill, and how she escapes Vecna, and how they figure out ways to outsmarting Vecna. But it does take a while before they're able to even do that, so I do appreciate all of that, and how you've obviously got this as well, like the Metallica scene where you've got Eddie playing the guitar, and I thought that was quite cool as well. I also gotta be honest here, the basketball players in the season, they don't add a lot to the storyline. Like, all they literally think is that Eddie is the one that killed Chrissy and all of that. Like, I didn't really think that was anything groundbreaking. That was kind of dragging on for a while, but I feel like once Eleven gets her powers, like later on in the season, when Eleven gets her powers, Papa dies, like when you start getting to those bits, it's like, oh yeah, stuff is finally coming to fruition. And I definitely feel like when I watched the episodes and how I took my time to watch all of it, right, you could definitely feel that this season is a bit longer than usual, and it definitely feels that way. But I do enjoy the last 2 episodes. I would say that the last 2 episodes are the best episodes of the season. While there is some things to appreciate about every other episode, you can argue that the last 2 episodes are just really good. And also I do like that the final episode just puts a bow on everything that came before. Like I said this about season 3 as well, but that's what I appreciate about the Duffer Brothers, is that they're able to follow through, they're able to execute an idea and, conclude it all in a final episode. And so for this point in the video, right, we're going to get into spoilers about the last episode here. And what I will say is, I think the last episode is one of my favourite episodes of Stranger Things, because we've got good moments with Joyce and Hopper, and then we've got epic moments with Steve and all of that. And I mean, we could have even talked about how Steve actually sacrifices himself and goes into the Upside Down, and how he does all of that. And so there is all of that. And I also do appreciate that they do tie a bow on this, because you've got the moment where Eddie sacrifices himself playing a Metallica song and a rock song that's really cool, but he gets killed by these bats. And Dustin's like, oh no, Eddie, why did you die, whatever. He's like, what's going on? He doesn't really feel like it's actually happening. It does actually happen. I actually think it still has an emotional impact. It really still brings people to tears if you go back and watch it. It has emotional impact because it's this character that we grew to love throughout the season, and it paid off everything like that. And how I also do appreciate that they kind of do take out Vecna in the season, and how there is build up towards that, and how you do start to see how all the places in Hawkins is, the Upside Down is coming into Hawkins sort of thing, and how the gates are opening and all of that. And there's a lot of cool moments in the final episode. So I did enjoy season 4. Sure, it's not a masterpiece, it's not perfect, there's issues it has, trying to tangle in all these plot lines and trying to sort of pay everything off. But big pointers, obviously you've got Vecna, you've got the music, everything is pretty solid, except for how there is some pacing issues, and how there is some certain ideas that they don't really flesh themselves out until later on. So that's probably the best way I can describe season 4. It's an enjoyable season, and it saddens me to know that we're at the end of the marathon, but at least I know how I feel about every season of Stranger Things on a rewatch going into season 5, which is only a few months away now. Like, before we know it, it will be time to talk about Stranger Things season 5. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and stay tuned for more reviews like this one. I hope you enjoyed my Stranger Things videos, and we will see you next time into another edition into the Upside Down. Maybe, just maybe, we will review Stranger Things season 5 volume 1, volume 2 separately, volume 3 separately. The time will come, the time will tell when it will happen. So yeah, bye. Bye.